Nigeria can be the giant of Africa with Tinubu as president. Ogunlewe, welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel. Senator Adeshayi Ogunlewe, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress (APC) and former Minister of Works, in this interview with Joy Anigbogu, speaks about the state of the nation, why politicians should not be speaking for presidential candidates, among other issues. They asked, the issue of Muslim ticket of your party is still raising dust, even among your party leaders. Former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, recently said that those advocating for Muslim tickets are promoting combustible agenda. What are your thoughts on this? He replied, my first reaction is to journalists. I would like to appeal to journalists, to television, radio, newspaper, online, in whatever form, should stop interviewing spokespersons of political parties as regards the presidential candidates of the various political parties. They should stop granting interviews to anybody, including chieftains of political parties. Journalists should recall that in 2014, when the likes of Fayemi, Oshomole, Lai Mohammed, and so many all progressive Congress chieftains made comments about the manifesto of the party without talking to the candidate, and after the election, the candidate who is President Muhammadu Buhari said he did not know anything about what they were saying. So why do you want the same thing to happen now? Let the candidates themselves speak so that we can hold them to the word. This time that the surrogates are speaking, they're not doing so in the interest of the nation because they cannot speak for the candidate. The candidate will deny, why are we not doing the proper thing? The candidate and his running mate are there. Those two people can speak for their party. We must extract commitment from them and not just anybody. My appeal to everybody is that the issue of Muslim tickets cannot be changed. It is true that you are aggrieved, just like Governor Wike is aggrieved on the People Democratic Party. That one is history. Let everyone come together and see how we can rescue this country. We would like to talk about how to rectify the issues that are ravaging our country. These are the things that we should concern ourselves with, and not abusive words or maligning yourself. They will not take us anywhere. They asked, some of them can argue that they are familiar with the happenings in the party as members. What is your take? He replied, so many people talk on behalf of the government they do not belong to. It is either a minister or a commissioner or a permanent secretary or head of an agency of government that should be speaking. If you're talking about the Academic Staff Union of Universities as a strike, for example, and you're not talking to the Vice Chancellor of the university, you're not talking to the Minister of Education or Minister of Labor, you're not talking to the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, these are the people officially authorized to talk about solutions to this issue. You just see somebody talking to who is not authorized in that field. How does he know about the solution? These people lack executive capacity to talk about projects and programs of a government. When you're not part of a government and you're talking about a solution, when nobody has told you to go and say so, you are causing confusion. There are so many other specialties that you can talk about. If you're a medical doctor, don't talk about strikes. Talk about medical facilities. If you're a lawyer, you can talk about the protection of human rights. Stop talking politics because you're not contesting and so you're not a candidate. When there are issues, the ministers are talking and someone who is not part of the government is talking. And he is the one offering solutions when he is not part of the government. It is a waste of time because at the end, who are you to talk for the government? At the time of campaigning, let a candidate speak. If the person is not authorized and he speaks, at the end of the day, the candidate will deny. Some governors on the platform of your party, the asked, have complained about the presidential campaign council list. And if that is not addressed, it is likely to affect. And if it is not addressed, it is likely to affect the fortune of the party at the polls. Just like we saw Chief Bode George of the People Democratic Party saying he does not know how we'll campaign for the presidential candidate of his party when the national chairman of his party is from the north. Don't you think there is a need to address this issue? He replied, if you talk about the People Democratic Party, I do not think the party needs to campaign of Chief Bode George because he is not in the structure of the party. My position is that anything negative at the moment should be avoided because you can no longer change things. My view is that as it stands now, certain things cannot be changed, so people must move forward. You cannot be thinking of what you cannot change. It is a waste of time. I would also like to have our thoughts on the polls conducted recently by Atedo A and Peterside ANAP Foundation, where the presidential candidate of the Labour Party P2B came top ahead of the All Progressive Congress, a presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and the People Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. The poll is a good starting point and an eye-opener to all political parties, not to ignore the P2B movement, popularly called obedient. They are a factor. It is for the presidential candidate to sit down and strategize against them. That kind of analysis should not be ignored. You have to work against it, work to rectify it. There is still time. It can never be final. They asked, APC vice presidential candidate Kashim Shettima was quoted as saying that himself and Tinubu are going to replicate what he did in Borno State and Lagos State nationally. Some people are concerned about the statement because they said they would not want Tinubu to control the nation the way he has done in Lagos State, where he had the state for so many years. What are your thoughts? He replied, there is no need to be worried about that kind of statement because he was only talking about the areas of concentration. They were going to itemize the problem in the country and prefer solutions. So, the reference that he made to Lagos and Borno State to me is not important. It is what they did there. They said they want to replicate. Nigeria is in dire need of a leader who will take care of the challenges that we have before these problems with consumers, whether we like it or not. They asked, some people have also complained that the government of the APC does not respect the constitution. They have expressed concern over the recent trips out of the country by both the president and the vice president at the same time. While the president was away in the United States of America, the vice president was also away in the United Kingdom, leaving Nigerians orphans. So, as some people claimed. Can you react to that? He replied, let the opposition use it as part of their campaign. We have an explanation to it. Their trips were in the course of duty. They did not go to play. They asked him, but they did not hand over officially to anybody nor communicate to the National Assembly. He replied, it is a smart word now. They can communicate and lead from anywhere. Even when they're inside the plane, they can still communicate. There was no vacuum at all. What they were going to do in 1 week, for example, that cannot wait. People should not take it as a big issue. They asked him, another issue bothering Nigerians is the fact that ASU strike has lingered for over 7 months and the president does not seem to be bothered about that. What can you say about that? He replied, it will be addressed. All the issues relating to the ASU strike will be addressed soon. Wow. The way the answers is given to these questions, they make me ask, now wow. Leaving the country of fun, you can lead from anywhere. ASU strike will be addressed when? When all the students grow grey? When they turn grey? Okay, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. Say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come. On this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come here next time.